Hi, this is Bonnie, and Fairy Hugs has come out with another paper, and this one is called WaterShine. And again, it has it's a 6x6 inch paper pad, and it's 24 double-sided sheets, 24 designs, 2 of each, and it's on 216 GSM. This paper, I have the sticker here kind of messed up the cover, but this paper is very creative, and there's a lot of different ways you can use this besides just stamping. It would be great for die cutting and just using, I don't know, it's just really pretty paper. Can't wait to see what y'all design with this. So again, I'm just gonna, actually I can flip this when there's not really a definite design up and down for this one. And I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of colors, although that's really hard. There's just so many colors. I think I'm just going to pass on telling you some of the colors. I think you can probably see what those are. This reminds me of strawberries. I love the colors. I love how creative you can be with this. It would be really fun. So just kind of like let you see the pages. And again, remember, die cutting these would be so great too. Not only that, but you can cut out and use them like as the outside as frames. And then you could even just use pieces. I don't know, there's just so many ways you can use this paper. It's really pretty. And you have a lot of different colors to choose from. And it's very much really what it is like an alcohol ink paper already made for you. So what you would normally do with alcohol paper, you'd be able to do with this. And you just have a lot of varieties of color. And there you go. That is the entire package on both sides. If you continue on, you just get a duplicate, because that's what it is. It's a duplicate of the first part. So that's all of the 24 designs I just showed you. And if you stay for the second half of this video, I will be creating something with this paper to show you. Okay, so I am going to be making a project with this paper pad now, and I'm combining it with another paper pad. Anyway, this is a paper that I'm going to be using out of this paper pad, and I'm also going to be using WinkleBush, and I'm going to be using this. They coordinate really well together, so I thought, why not combine them? So I'm going to be doing something that I've not done before. So we're kind of learning together, I guess. So before I get started, I'm going to tell you the stamps I'm going to be using. These are also new stamps from Fairy Hugs. And I'll go ahead and show you. The first one is a sentiment. It's called Braver. Remember, you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know. And I am also going to be using Paloma. And I'm going to be using Pine Cluster. So those are the stamps. I am also going to be using the new stencil. That's a Snowflake stencil from Fairy Hugs. And I'm going to be adding some Fairy Hugs glitter. We don't talk a lot about the glitter, but there's a lot of really great glitter from Fairy Hugs. So let's get started. So my intention is I'm going to tear this paper. I've already cut it to the size that I want it, and basically what I want to do, let me show you first, this probably will help. I want Paloma, I don't know where I'm getting these crumbs from, to be sitting on top of some snowflakes on this paper. And I want it to sort of look like, trying to look to see which way I want to go. I want it to look like a little bit of a a hill, I think, of her sitting on, because I'm going to put some trees here. So we're going to tear it that way. And I want the white to show. So I could have just drawn a line and kind of gone with it, which might help you a little bit, but just, you can draw your line or you can just start tearing and use what you have. So like I said, I want the white to show because I want it to have a look of like it's the top of the snow. And you see you can still put her on here and see how you want to tear it. But you have to tear it in a way so that the white shows. And usually that's by tearing it up. And then this bottom piece would be the one that I would be using. And I think that works. Don't have to be really fancy. And you can always tear more. It's not a big deal. So that's going to be that look for the bottom. Now if I wanted that to be taller, which I could have done, but I don't think I do. So she's going to basically be right there. So the thing that's going to be fun about this is I'm going to use my stencil. So I'm pulling out my mat, and because I wanted to tear it first so that it didn't matter how I did my stencil. So my stencil is going to sit on like that. And I'm going to use Ranger's Texture Paste. It's the opaque matte. I kind of like this one better than another one I have because this one's not at it. This one's thicker. Let's just put it that way. And it doesn't seep underneath as much. So I kind of like it. And I've got this to fit. Don't want tons. Okay. And so, and how I'm going to use the glitter is while this is still wet, I'm going to put the glitter on. And that should adhere. So I don't want to take too long because I don't want it to dry before I can put the glitter on. But you can see how you put this paste on. You want to be able not to see the color, but you still want to see your design. And the white should pop on the green, which is why it was this kind of like an aqua green. Aqua, I guess, I don't know. It should pop on it because of the color being white. Okay, so that part of it's done. I'm just going to go ahead and pick that up, and you can see how crisp that paste is on here. And I think that makes a really pretty, I mean, you could just do this all over the card. It makes it really pretty. I'm trying to set my, there we go. I had to set my stencil someplace without getting it all messy. All right, so like I said, I want to go ahead and put that glitter on right away. It's still wet. And like I said, this is Magic Rainbow from Fairy Hugs, and this was a little bit chunkier. It's really pretty. Let's see if you can see that. It's really pretty. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put that all over. And then take that off. And it just makes a really, really gorgeous, I don't know if my light is still on. It is. There, now you can maybe see that a little bit. It's just super pretty. So, the other thing I really like to do is I like to heat set this a little bit, but I think I'm going to let it go and be the way that it is right now. It's super pretty. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the video a minute and get set up to do a little bit of stamping. Okay, so I have my snowflakes that I have torn located on the bottom, and I'm going to probably raise that up with foam tape when I'm finished. But for right now, I'm going to set that aside, and I am going to be stamping her right there because that is where I want her positioned. I just got to get her lined up a little bit there. Okay. Whoops. Just to make sure, because I did move it just slightly, I want to make sure she's in the right spot. Looks like she could go up just a tad. Okay. So, good news is I have re-inked my ink pad, my VersaFine Clear Nocturne, and we should be able to stamp really well. Again, I haven't inked this one up, so the residue sometimes tends to make a difference when you stamp for the first time. That looks really good. Really makes a difference when you have a good ink pad. I am going to ink her just a bit. I can see a couple spots. The wings look really good. Just her dress needs a little bit more. Okay, that looks super. She's a really pretty stamp. I'm going to show you the details on her. You can see, really pretty. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is bring back this snowflake border that I'm going to be putting on. And set this up for where I want the trees to go. And that's going to work really well right there. I think that's all set. Yep. All right. Try to keep that steady. Lined up. Okay. And I'm going to use Nocturne again. I need a little bit more in the center. I can still see it sitting there. I think I can probably get that on. Yeah, add a little bit more. There we go. All right. And I also want to have it on the other side as well, but it's probably going to come off the side here, so I need to put a little bit of paper to protect my board underneath. All right. I keep forgetting to put the other magnet on. Getting that on my fingers, gotta be careful of my card. I think I'm gonna use my sample again. That helps me know where to set that. I don't think I want them to be symmetrical, so I'm gonna have them setting back a bit, I think. I think that looks better. Okay, get that set up. This acetate really saves you from moving it around too, because it would have I would have had marks on there. And this way, it's just on my acetate, and it's not on my card. All right, so I just need to stamp mostly the inside of that. See if I got it all. Yeah, I could get just a little bit more. Oh, I think I see it. Yep, that did it. Okay, so the last thing I have is the sentiment. And that is going to go up above. Whoops. Should have known that was going to happen. I just was kind of like being careful about setting this magnet on top of anything I've stamped, because it will also make the ink bleed onto my card. All right, so the sentiment is going to go right here at the... I'm going to leave a little bit of space at the top, because I usually ink up there. Try to make sure that's straight. I think it will. Okay. It's nice to have the sentiment go the right way up. And it's hard when I have this camera in front of me. All right, I'm going to line it up on this and then bring it over. There we go. That works. Make sure it lines up with my grid. Yep. Here we go. That works really great. And we've got everything stamped, and we've got the bottom made. So now we just need to figure out how we're going to finish the rest of this off for sure. So go ahead and get that together, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I was debating whether or not I wanted to do a moon or if I wanted to do these snowflakes from the stencil. And I decided to go, I'm going to be really fussy and just fill in 2 of these snowflakes. And like I said, I'm going to be really fussy, so I have to be careful not to get it on the other ones. So I'm going to have to be a little bit fussy. The other option is I could have done this on the excess paper from the bottom, and I could have just torn those and put that at the top, but I thought I'd give this a try. And it's a little bit harder doing it, not being able to rotate things as well as what I would like to, but I also don't want it to dry up too much because I do want to still put the glitter on. That one spot just does not, there we go. If I get a little bit of one of the snowflakes, I usually can wipe it back because it doesn't dry super fast. Okay, I'm going to get this other one right here. Shouldn't be as hard. It's called being a little bit more fussy. Sometimes it'd be nice just to have stencils that were just totally individual, Then you can just add them wherever you want to instead of it being one big stencil. But it's not cost effective for people to make them that way. Okay. I think we're good. Let's check it out. All right, I'm happy with that. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly put the glitter on that and let that dry. Then, like I said, the stencil is beautiful, especially when you have the right paste and it's not really wet. Works really nice. Okay. And you can see, I think you can, how pretty that glitter is on there. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and let that dry and we'll finish up with the card. Okay, so I'm going to color up her wings really quickly. And I am using 105 Prismacolors, and I'm starting with my darkest on the bottom, or closest to her, like what the shading would be, and then separating the two wings and giving it a little bit of, I think that's part of it too. We're going to call that part of it. Okay. And then a little bit of edging. All right, and then the next color I'm going to use is 992. And again, I'm trying to pick up some of the colors from the paper in the background. And then I'm also going to be using 1089. And I try to use the lighter colors on the ends. Okay. I don't think I'm going to color in her outfit. I'm just going to keep it the way it is. I think her wings kind of pull out some color from the whole design, I think. And but I am going to go ahead and add some more glitter, just because we're doing a glitter theme here, to her wings. And I am using the Folk Art Extreme Glitter, and it's a hologram. It's a hologram name. I don't know what to say. Yeah. And what did I do with my paintbrush? Oh, might have to go with a different one. That's what happens when you clean and you put things back and not in the right place. All right, not real sure what I did with my paintbrush. I have paintbrushes, just I have a favorite one. But this works. The only other thing that I'm going to do is, like I always do, is I ink up the edges of my card. I think by inking up the edges, it kind of brings a, I don't know why, I think it brings the focus to the center of the card. I don't know why. All right. I do like this kind of glitter. It doesn't come off. All right. I just found my paintbrush now that I'm done with that. Okay, so just to show you the little bit of glitter on her wings, and then I will be putting this towards the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead and ink around the outside. This is what the overall look will be. So I'll go ahead and ink around and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have my card put on the card base, and I was just getting ready to add this, and I just thought I would show you how I'm going to add it. I just put a little bit of foam tape behind there, and I'm just lining that up to the edge of what's already there, with the exception of that right there. Okay, and so you can get a little bit of that dust off of there, and we're all set. And that's what the card looks like, and what you can do with some of the paper from the paper pads. I still have a piece. I'm going to use the rest of it for another card. So I want to thank you for stopping by, and the information will be in the description below. Thanks so much.